Okay, hi everyone. Happy International Education Week. This week we celebrate the benefits of international education and exchange worldwide. This initiative of the U.S. Department of State and the U.S. Department of Education is part of our efforts to promote programs that prepare you for a global environment and also to attract future leaders from abroad to study, learn, and exchange experiences. Welcome to our first session of the U.S. Scholarship Tour for high school students. My name is Yandy Reynoso. I am advisor in Mexico City. And well, this event is from Education USA Guadalajara, UDG, and Mexico City. Today we have different speakers that will talk about different opportunities that you can get involved in order to obtain financial aid and also to study in the US for summer programs for young leadership. Before we start, and before I introduce our speakers, I would like to briefly talk about what Education USA is. We are a U.S. Department of State network of over 430 international student advising centers in more than 175 countries and territories. Our network promotes U.S. higher education to students around the world by offering accurate, comprehensive, and current information about the different opportunities available to you to study at accredited institutions in the U.S. Remember that we are your official source on U.S. higher education. All of our services and activities such as workshops, webinars, and personalized sessions are free of charge. I encourage you to visit our website if you want to learn more about our services and activities. So whether you plan to pursue a short-term or full-term degree in the U.S., Education USA has the resources you need in your 5 steps to U.S. study. And you can learn more about these 5 steps at educationusa.state.gov. Our first speaker for today will be Carlos Ramos, Cultural Affairs Specialist from the U.S. Embassy in Mexico City. And Carlos, the time is yours. Thank you for being here.
Hi, everyone, and thank you, Yandy, for inviting me to the session. So as Yandy mentioned, I'm Carlos Ramos. So I work for the U.S. Embassy, and I'm specialized on bilateral cooperation, mainly at the high school level. So I'm going to present a program that we have at the embassy, which is called Jóvenes en Acción. So please, Yandy, if you can, I can see the presentation, I think. And we're going to start with a brief video so you can have like a brief idea of the program.
Liderazgo, autoconocimiento, extraordinario, multiculturalidad, magnífico, diversidad, aprendizajes.
Si pudiera definir en una sola oración la experiencia de Jóvenes en Acción, diría que es la experiencia.
Puedo describir mi experiencia dentro del programa como algo que me hizo crecer como persona. Me hizo mejorar mis habilidades de liderazgo. Aprendí a tener mayor compromiso social y a trabajar en equipo.
Jóvenes en Acción impactó en mi vida porque me ayudó a pensar de otra forma y a conocer diferentes perspectivas.
También me enseñó el verdadero valor y el potencial que tiene el trabajo en equipo. Me ayudó a cambiar mi perspectiva de lo que es ser un líder y darle un nuevo enfoque al liderazgo juvenil.
Creo que es lo que nos deja el programa, aparte de la experiencia, es orienta tu vida hacia la ayuda y el crecimiento mutuo.
Los mayores cambios que tuve gracias a este programa fueron el descubrir problemáticas en mi comunidad.
Me di cuenta de muchas realidades que Creía que estaba muy lejanas a ella y en realidad no era así.
Cambió en el sentido de que pues me puedo relacionar más con las personas y ahora soy como un poquito más empática con las personas.
Estamos muy agradecidos todos los jóvenes en que nos den la oportunidad de explotar el potencial que tenemos. Nos gusta, nos preocupamos por nuestra sociedad y
por jóvenes como nosotros con ideas de cambiar cosas en su comunidad es que podemos lograr un gran cambio. Sin duda te cambia mucho de la persona que eres al momento en el que te vas, a la que regresas.
Al inicio puede parecer un proceso difícil, puede ser que pienses que no tienes las habilidades necesarias, pero durante toda esta experiencia creces mucho personalmente, profesionalmente y pues ha sido el logro y la satisfacción más grande que he tenido en mi vida.
There's one simple sex mistake you must never make.
Perfect. Thank you, Yandy. So as you can see, this is a binational program. It started in 2010. So as a bilateral cooperative program. So this is very unique. We're not even with the U.S. Embassy and other governments. So this is very important for both countries, since this is an academic and leadership and a social initiative, and it helps promoting social engagement in different communities in Mexico. So please, next slide. As I mentioned, this lateral high school program. And we're very interested in promoting social and civic engagement, and that how youth can propose different solutions to reduce these issues. So this is a one-year community project. We start with a training, I will explain that later, but participants receive a training to develop a community project throughout the academic year. And we have follow-ups with all of the participants. So we're always with them and promoting their collaboration with other youth so they can have better development of their community projects. So please, if you can, the next slide, Yandy. I think my connection is slow, but I hope you can all hear me okay. So these are the requirements. Students should be in first or second year of high school, so it's preparatoria. Their GPA or the academic background should be 8.5 in high school and middle school. To have like points, and it is very important that you should be Mexican citizens. Unfortunately, this program cannot accept dual US and Mexican citizens. So it is important to notice that, especially for those students or participants in the border of Mexico and the US. And of course, this is open to public and private high schools. And if you are registering a private high school, you should have 30% of academic scholarship. So you need to present a letter from your institution so we can see that scholarship that you were granted by the high school. Next, please. So we have different topics. You need to make groups of 4 or 5 participants from your school. So you can think in a project that will be developed throughout a year. So for example, you would like to reduce bullying in your school. So you need to think on different solutions and how you will propose like different things to resolve the problem that is being affected to your classmates. For example, if you are thinking of bullying, or maybe you can think that you've seen a lot of discrimination in your school or in your community, and you as a team would like to do some activities to engage other youth and reduce that issue. So we have different topics on which you can develop your community project. So for example, we have access to a clean environment. Some of the projects that we have seen have been collecting rainwater so they can reuse that water in the school, since you had, or those students had, a lack of water in their school. So they developed a project to help their classmates to have more water to be reused in the school. So these are the topics. We have two new topics. For example, is addressing irregular migration in Central America and North America, and the social integration of young migrants in Mexico. These are two topics that we added this year. So you can think of many ideas on how to integrate other youth from other countries here in Mexico, as they are, we're having like more students from other countries here. And also financial literacy. This is one of the greatest topics that students have been developing. So sometimes we don't have a culture of how to administer our finances. So I think that you will have many ideas under these topics. So you need to present a project when you apply for this program, and you need to think in a global community project with a duration of 1 year. What are the steps? What are the activities that you think will engage other youth and will be interesting to reduce that issue, or to promote one of the projects that you are addressing? So these are the themes that you will find in the call. Okay, so please, next. And it is very difficult to reduce the cycle of this program, but our call is always released in the first days of January. We're still waiting to hear from our partners at the Ministry of Education to see if we will be able to launch the call in January. If not, we will be posting different announcements on our Facebook page and the embassy's website, and of course through our advisors at the Education USA. You can find when this will be available. So in January and February, you will submit your proposal. Remember that you need to be a team of 4 or 5 participants from the school, from the same community, thinking in a project that will help your school, your community, other youth, adults, or whatever, under the themes that we just described. And you need to have all the academic requirements that I mentioned, and you will submit your proposal through a platform. And then the US Embassy, the Ministry of Education, and our private sector donors will review those proposals, and we will present the results in March, April. During the summer program, you will receive different training on how to develop your project throughout the academic year. And also you will participate in different workshops and sessions with NGOs from the United States. You will meet other youth that are implementing similar projects, so you can have more ideas and polish your projects to be implemented here in Mexico when you come back from the summer exchange. And of course, you will have to develop that program from September through February or May of the next year. During this time, we will be helping you, and we will be following up your activities, and if you have any issues on how to develop the program, we will be helping you. So you won't be left alone, and I will mention later which are the implementing partners, so you can see how you can, or we can ensure a successful implementation of those projects. And of course, we will have 2 sessions at the midterm and the closing session, where you will be able to present the activities and the results of your projects. Please, next. And I will focus on the summer exchange program. So traditionally, this has been a 4-week exchange program in the United States. So you visit different cities. First, you stay in a summer camp. Then you are hosted by families in different cities, depending on the themes of your project. And the 4th week, you will be traveling to Washington, D.C. And of course, you will meet other peers, local government, but you know, the pandemic, we needed to adjust this program, and this was in the 2020 and 2021 programs. Both years we were conducting the summer exchange virtually. So we'll see. We're still monitoring the health restrictions, and we haven't determined now if the next year's program will be virtual or in person. But of course, when we submit the call for applications, you will be informed if this will be with what mode we will choose for this. Okay, so next, please. And you will have many resources to implement your project. So you will need to have a school mentor. You have U.S. mission mentors. We have a big network of alumni, more than 800 participants. We have donors from big companies that are sponsoring this program. Of course, the civil society. And we have 2 implementing partners. One is Enseña por México, and the other one is We're Learning. Both of them help us to develop the activities and follow up your development. Please, next. And these are the donors that have been sponsoring these programs. So as you can see, these are big companies that every year are promoting opportunities for youth and young leaders as you to work on this program. Please, next. And as I said, we have 864 alumni. So we have a big network of participants, and this is a very a program with positive results. So as you can see, 96% of the participants remain in school. Some of them were affected by social issues in their community, and after participating in the program, they help other youth and they help themselves. So they have leadership positions. They feel more confident of making decisions, and of course, they felt confident of making a positive change in their community. Next, please. And these, well, some pictures of the activities. Next, please. And these are our contact, and so you can send us an email if you have more questions. Jóvenes en Acción @state.gov, and please follow us on Facebook, Jóvenes en Acción EU, and on Instagram. This is our new account, so you will see just a few postings now on our Instagram account. But in Facebook, you can check what are the activities that participants in the past have done, and you can have more ideas of what they have developed. And if you think one of the themes is interesting for you, maybe you can see, and of course you can write the chat so you can have more ideas and when you are planning to submit your proposal. So I think after these you will have time for questions. If not, please send us anything you are you need on Jóvenes en Acción @state.gov. And thank you so much.
All right. Great. Thank you so much, Carlos, for this great information and for being willing to share with us these great resources for high school students. Before we go to Q&A and the second part of this event that you will break into breakout rooms to do your questions, we will hear from Jose Valencia, who is a representative for Walton International Scholarship Program. Jose, the time is yours.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to try to summarize 4 years of my life talking about the Walton International Scholarship Program. Well, actually, we have in Mexico 3 main locations, one in Chihuahua, Mexico City, and Villahermosa. Actually, I live in Villahermosa, and I am in charge of working with young people in all the states from the South. Well, the Walton International Scholarship Program has been working around almost 40 years in benefit for people from Central America and Mexico. And the universities that participate in this program are Harvard University, John Brown University, and University of the Ozarks. Next, please. These are the years of establishment, all these 3 universities. As you can see, they are a little bit old. Okay, so you can imagine how the Walton Scholar represent for us. Please, next. Okay, the main thing that you need to know about the Walton International Scholarship Program is that it is a full scholarship. This is something amazing because you have to a scholarship for 4 years. So this is a full, 100% full scholarship. The Walton Foundation is in charge of this for the administration of the program. As I said, the universities are in Arkansas. All the 3 universities are in Arkansas. The Central America and Mexico only participate in this program. And the main thing of the program is that it is for young people that have 3 main important things: leadership, entrepreneurship, and social responsibility. That you need to have in mind. Please. Next. Okay. You need to know about the scholarship, about the Walton Scholarship, that all these universities does something in common. All this university has religious affiliation. So you need to know that you can, for example, measure all the things that you need to know about the scholarship. You don't need to be worried about the tuition loan, books. You have a monthly allowance. So you need everything to study in one of those 3 universities. Please, next. You need to know, or you need to be religious people in order to apply for the scholarship? No, you don't have to. But you need to know that all 3 universities has religious affiliation. Okay. How many members of the family can apply? Only 1. Can I be married in the USA? No. Can I work in the US? No. Why? Because the main thing of the Walton International is that you need to study, or you have to study in the US with this scholarship and then return to your country. Okay, please. Next. Okay, these are the main requirements. You need to have at least at mid-level English. Why? Because all the things are in English. Okay, all classes, presentation, everything is in English. You have to have 8.5 of GPA overall. If you have in this moment, on this semester, high school, 8.2 or 8.4, 8.49, sorry, you need to have at least as minimum 8.5. Years ago, there was 9, 9, okay? So you need to have all the money for the family, okay? You need to prepare an essay, at least 600 words. You have to prepare also a resume, you have two pictures, and all these 3 letter of recommendation is from one authority from a school, one for a teacher, and if you are, for example, Catholic, you need a letter recommendation for the priest of you. If you're not a Catholic, maybe your bishop or your pastor, and if you don't have any religious affiliation, but you are a member of a non-profit organization, you have a third option, okay? You can get a letter recommendation from the non-profit organization. So you need to have that in mind, okay? You need to fill out an application, all the mainly thing that you have to need. You can see the website that I'm going to show you in a moment, please. Actually, all these are the location around Mexico. As I said, in Tijuana, Piedras Negras, Monterrey, Ciudad de Mexico, Chihuahua, Guadalajara, Villahermosa, y Pachuca. Okay, are the location when you can ask for information or more information about the scholarship. And also we have our website and for the scholarship, okay? Please, next. This is something important that you need to know. All these are the programs that you can apply, what programs are included in this scholarship, okay? As you can see, for example, for the business program, you can apply for business ad, international business, finance, economic, data analytics, management, information system, accounting, advertising, marketing, management, integrated marketing communication, please. All these major, okay, are around 32, 33 major that you can apply, okay, for the Walton program. From the Art and Humanities program and Communication program, okay? You can see in detail in our website, okay? Please, next. Also for the engineering program, you can apply for electrical or mechanical, civil, computer science, programming or hardware, cybersecurity or environmental studies, or for natural sciences, biology, chemistry, physics, math, biochemistry, or health science. Okay, these are from some Walton scholar in Harding, Orsar, and John Brown, okay? You can see some picture about all the activities that you can do during the 4 years, okay? Next, please. All this to say some picture about how's the process in this part, okay? Next, please. All these are from, especially from Harding, okay? You can see the many different activities that we developed during the 4 years in one of the 3 universities, please. Okay, please, next. And this is our contact. You can send an email to becasmexico@gmail.com. That's my Facebook and the Facebook for the Walton International Scholarship Program. And our website is wisweb.org.
Great. Thank you so much, Jose, for this great information. This is a very special opportunity for our Mexican students, for you. So please take advantage of this great opportunity. At the end of the presentation of this part, you will have the opportunity to ask Jose any questions that you may have. Thank you so much, Jose. Moving on, our next speaker for today is Juan Manuel Molina, who is an advisor for Education USA in Chiapas and Tabasco, and who is also the Opportunity Funds Mexico coordinator. So thank you so much, Juanma, and the time is yours.
Thank you so much. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. I'm going to share my screen. So, yes, let me see. Bear with me for a few seconds. There we go. All right, so it is a pleasure to be here with you all and to be sharing the screen with my colleagues today. I will talk about the Opportunity Funds Scholarship. As Yandy said, I'm one of the coordinators for the scholarship for Mexico. And just a brief description of this scholarship is that I'm going to be showing you our landing page, our page where you are going to be looking at the convocatoria, the call for participation. You can actually access this right now, but as you can see, the convocatoria is not open just yet. Hopefully we'll be opening it very soon, but you can use it as a reference because we are expecting that there will not be a lot of big changes. So all of this information is going to be still relevant and current for the next class, our next generation. So overall, real quick, I want to say that Education USA, we almost always say that Education USA is not a scholarship program. Because many times when people ask us, what scholarships do you have? We say we're not a scholarship program. We are a program that offers information. But there is one great program that we have that has some scholarships, some funds to help the qualified students who are selected, and that is the Opportunity Funds Program. And this program, as you can see in the description on your screens, is a program that provides economic support. There is money involved, economic support to highly qualified students. And we're going to be looking at what does highly qualified mean for our definition. But we're looking for highly qualified students to cover the upfront cost of applying for an undergraduate program or for a graduate program. As of for today, we're looking at undergraduate programs. So what does the upfront expenses mean? What does that mean? Well, if you are a little bit familiar with the cost of applying to a US college, it could be a little bit expensive, right? You have to, for example, you have to get your English proficiency tests. Many students take the TOEFL, which is about $180 US if you take the IBT, or the IELTS, which is another exam that you can take, or Duolingo English test, or whatever the exam that you take, you are going to have to pay for it, right? So the Opportunity Funds Program pays for that. What else can the Opportunity Funds Program provide? Well, the application process for up to the application fees for up to 5 universities. Translation services we provide for test prep materials for your English exams, for your ACT or your SAT exams. We provide a plane ticket. If you received funding from the universities, we provide a plane ticket. We help you with visa processing expenses. So it's a scholarship that would help students that are not able to pay for the admission process. This is not a scholarship that pays for tuition, for example. It is a little bit different than what Jose Valencia was saying before. That is a full ride scholarship. We help you with the upfront expenses for that. Now, this is a program that also is for undergraduate studies. It's not a program for the summer, like Jóvenes en Acción, that is a program for the summer, or is not to study English. And we will see in the requirements just a little bit below what are some of the requirements for this scholarship. And here we go with very quick with the requirements. We are looking for students that are really, really high in academic achievements. And until we find another way to get this from other sources, for now, what we have is your grades, right? Your calificaciones that you can get from your high school. So we're going to be asking that you have a 9.0, 9.0 or above, right? To apply for this scholarship. Very important that you need to be a student that has proven financial need. We want to help students that really need it, that require this support, the financial support. So we're going to be asking you, when you fill out your application, we're going to be asking you for very specific information about the income of your family and how much do you, as a family, do you spend, and information like that. That it could be sensitive for some people, but it's part of the application process for our scholarship. You already need to have a very good level of English. Like I said, this is not a scholarship to help you learn English. You should already have a advanced level of English. Now, and this is one of the main reason that we're putting this, probably you can see this bar really high, is because we want you to help you to get full funding from the institutions. Like I said, we don't have the full funding, but we want to help you to get that full funding from the institutions, from the universities. And that's why also in the application process for our scholarship, you will need to provide also this high levels of requirements. Similar as other programs that you have already seen, like Jóvenes en Acción, you must be of Mexican nationality, and you must be residing in Mexico. Dual citizens, U.S. and Mexico, Mexican and U.S. citizens, dual citizenship are now eligible for this program. You should be committed to study and finish your program in the U.S. For undergraduates, it is really important that you have a really, really well established extracurricular activities that show your passions, that show who you are and what are your interests. And it is important for high school students to be currently enrolled in your second year of high school, cuarto semestre, right? Tercero, cuarto semestre, right? In high school. Or if you are in your last semester in high school, you should be aware that participation in this program will require you to take a gap year. And this is really important. So if you want to take advantage of this scholarship, a gap year is going to be asked from you if you are in your last year of high school. This mainly because it will, if you don't take a gap year, it will affect your possibilities of getting a full financial aid. That is the reason why we are asking you for this. In terms of documentation, what we need, you need to submit an online application. You're going to fill out an application online that is going to ask you quite a few information from you, so that will take you a few minutes. But also part of the requirements is that you're going to submit your grades, your Cardex or Historial Académico with the subjects that you're taking. You're going to also elaborate an essay. We have the instructions for that essay, very specific in terms of the topics, and share your resume. And for this year, we're introducing a letter of recommendation also. So you are going, this is the place where you would need to come at this website right here, and you will fill out the application. You can see that it says to complete the application, fill out the online form, and you can click here, right? And it will take you to the online application. And you will upload also in PDF files. You will upload your your calificaciones, your historial académico, your CV, and your letters of recommendations, and your essays. And then just to wrap up my participation, These are the selection process. There's 4 phases. We usually close the convocatoria mid-February, and we will have these 4 phases of the process for selecting students. And if you go from phase to phase, if you end up in the final phase, in the final interviews, that might be around March, when you, or no, sorry, mid-April. These are last year's, so it hasn't been updated yet, but these are some, you can still kind of use this as reference. Probably end of April will be letting people know that have been selected. And just to finish my participation today, we will go to the breakout rooms later for questions. I just want to show you a quick video, 30 seconds, from one of our Opportunity Funds students that he started his program this year. This is Adrian, and he is starting at Penn State. So I'm just going to play this, 30 seconds, and I will be wrapping up with this.
Hola, soy Adrián Montemayor, soy de Monterrey, Nuevo León, y soy becario Opportunity. El programa Opportunity Funds de Education USA me ayudó con asesorías y a cubrir los gastos de aplicación para las universidades de Estados Unidos. Apliqué a distintos programas de licenciatura en las universidades de Estados Unidos, entre ellas la Universidad de Pensilvania, la Universidad de Texas y la Universidad de Miami. Si te interesa este programa, revisa la convocatoria y aplica.
All right. So thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Juan, for this great opportunity that it's available for our Mexican students as well. As he said, you will have a time for Q&A at the end, and this scholarship will open pretty soon, so stay tuned. Moving on to our next and last speaker, we have Marta Beltran from Education USA in Mexico City.
Thank you, Yandy. Good evening to everyone from Mexico City time. Okay, well, we have heard about a lot of great opportunities to study in the US for financial aid. And my participation, I will be talking about the financial aid options that you will have as a Mexican and in Mexico from our country. So if we move to the next slide, please. Thank you very much, Yandy. This is the "You Were Welcome Here" message. Perhaps you haven't heard about it, but it is very important to know about this great opportunity. This "You Are Welcome Here" actually is a social media and scholarship campaign designed to affirm that the U.S. educational institutions are diverse, are friendly, safe, and committed to student development. They are embracing diversity, so they are actually looking for international students. So there are more than 400 participating institutions and organizations that are communicating this message in statements, in photos, in videos, events, and very creative expressions that feature students, the faculties, and staff. So in 2019, actually, more than 50 institutions in the US were offering the "You Are Welcome Here" scholarships for the first time. So this is very good to know. I will just send it through the Zoom chat so you can have it there. And we invite you to visit their website, their official website, to know more actually about these opportunities and the financial aid and scholarships that you can get from the participating institutions. Moving to the next slide, we are going to talk about where to find this financial aid, right? We have heard about great opportunities, but it is also very important to know that for undergraduate students, there are no more chances of opportunities in our country from other organizations, just like CONACYT, FUNED, or any other organization that you have heard about here in Mexico that are providing scholarships. But those are focused to graduate students, so to study a master and doctorate program in the US. So when we are undergraduate students, we will be able to find scholarships or more options, but coming from the US institutions that you will send an application to. As Mexicans, when we are holding a Mexican citizenship, that's the financial aid that we can find. But on the other hand, if you are Mexican, but you are also having dual citizenship, meaning Mexican and US citizen, then you can also find a lot of financial aid offers and opportunities from the US government. So from the federal government, FAFSA, and you can apply to that, right? And also you can apply to any other kind of opportunity coming from the US government if you are also a US citizen. Now, if you are having another nationality, meaning Mexican, and perhaps you are having also Guatemalan citizenship or Argentinian citizenship, then what we recommend is to also get in touch with Education USA Center in that country, because perhaps they are offering more financial options from that country. Okay, so that's the recommendation. Now, moving on to the next slide, we are going to talk about financial aid for international students, what types of financial aid you can find. So financial aid that you can find, as we said, in US higher education institutions will be in the form of scholarships. You can find also some opportunities of working at campus, internships, or any other type of job. Other benefits that you can ask directly to the US institution. And there is another important waiver, another great opportunity from some institutions. Not all of them are offering this out-of-state tuition waiver. So what is this? For residents, US citizens, they are paying in-state tuition. So for Mexicans, for us, and for any other international student, what you are going to pay is out-of-state tuition waiver, which is higher tuition, right? So in this case, especially that we know public institutions in Texas are offering this PASE, or the Good Neighbor Scholarship Mexican tuition waiver. And we just also talked with a representative from the University of Florida, and they are offering as well some of these waivers, out-of-state tuition waivers, to Mexicans. So this is great opportunities, and the only way that you can know about it is in the official website of the US institution, and also to ask them directly when you are making your search and when you are contacting that list of institutions that you are sending your application, right? And then some other financial aid types is the fee application waiver. When you are making your search, you can also find this waiver, and this is not to pay the fee that the institutions, the US institutions, are charging when you are sending your application, your admissions application. Not all the universities will offer this, but you can be aware of that, and you can ask, and you can find this information in the website. Another type of financial aid that you can find are loans and any other benefits that you can find in these websites from the institutions. So that's important when you are making your search, that you also make notes about this kind of information. Moving to the next slide. Now we're going to talk about scholarships, what types of scholarships you can find. So these are merit-based and need-based. You need to take into account, to keep in mind that the evaluation criteria, like the basis of this criteria, will always be their requirements from each institution. After that, then the merit-based will be offered to academic success, right? If you are applying or you are looking for this kind of scholarships, it's totally about merit. So academic merit. It could be also artistic. So in some institutions, it could be from sports. At the end, I will send also NCAA official website. I will send through the Zoom chat. And you can find more information if you are actually a person, a student who is actually very good in sport, and you are looking for this when you study in the US, you can find more information and also how to get a sports scholarship. Then other factors, other criteria that some institutions in the US are taking into account is perhaps about leadership roles, also some very high scores from your standardized tests, extracurricular activities involvement, and the community involvement. Now, moving to the other type of scholarships, the need-based. So these are economic need-based. This economic need, it means that they will be calculating the income. And in Mexico, our main support is our family, right? So it will be, they will be checking and they will be evaluating the income of your from your family. Here, the students can be eligible also for working half time in campus, those work opportunities, right? Now, in this need-based, we have two different types of scholarships, two different need-based type of scholarships, need-blind and need-aware. When we're talking about need-blind, this means that the financial need will be calculated after the student has been selected by the institution. So they don't know, they don't calculate this, they are not going to ask for any economic information before the selection, before the evaluation. And perhaps you will also state, you will only state that you have this economic need, and of course, with this honor, the code of honor, they in the US, they will actually think you're saying the truth, right? They will take it as the truth. And need-aware is when they are calculating actually this financial need before they are selecting the students. And this means that when they are actually accepting you, admitting you, and also giving this financial aid, the scholarship, the need-based scholarship, that means that they already know the economic, financial and the income from your family, the financial situations from your family. So going to the next slide, then remember that each US higher educational institution official website will be your main source of information about financial aid. Not all the institutions are offering the same opportunities and the same benefits, so you need to check. And also recommending you to contact directly to the institutions to ask this kind of information. Another will be Education USA official website, where you will find a lot of information also about financial aid. As you can see on the slide, you have this link from Education USA official website and some of the information from general funding resources. So you can actually refer to our official website. In the next slide, okay, we also can offer to you our blog. This is Education USA Mexico's blog, where you will find also a lot of information, resources, and actually information about financial options. As you can see, also a list on your screen. These are financial aid options for undergraduate and graduate students. So the ones that apply to you is undergraduate, and you can go directly to those links as well and find more opportunities for financial aid. In the next slide. This is our information from Education USA. So follow us on social media. We are posting a lot of opportunities and different information, but this includes the financial aid opportunities from some of the institutions in the US that could be beneficial for you. Also the resources, as you can see also in the Zoom chat, I have sent this Education USA blog link. And the contact, you can contact, the contact information is here. So if you are living in Mexico City, then you can contact us in Mexico City at educationusa.org. Or if you are living in a different part of Mexico, you can write to Mexico at educationusa.org. I am Marta Beltran, one of the advisors in Mexico City. And this is the end of the presentation, and welcome to the breakout room if you have any questions.
Thank you, Marta, for your presentation and for this information, general information regarding how to get financial aid for undergraduate students. Before we go to our breakout rooms, let me invite you to tomorrow's event. This event is aimed for graduate students. If you are interested, or if you have relatives or some friends that are interested in pursuing a graduate degree, we have some other institutions who will share their information on how to get funding for graduate studies. It's tomorrow at 6 p.m. Also, on the 19th, we will have another free workshop from Education USA Guadalajara UDG. You are also invited to participate and also to register. We will share with you the link on the chat, and also if you're watching from Facebook, on the chat as well. So make sure to register to learn more about mass communication for digital platforms. And thank you for being here. This is also our contact information from our two advising centers participating today, Education USA Guadalajara, UDG, and Education USA in Mexico City. We encourage you to follow us in social media and also to visit our official website, educationusa.state.gov, if you have further questions, and also to learn more about our services and activities. So now we know that you may have some questions. So we will divide you in 4 breakout rooms where you will have the opportunity to ask your questions to each of about these programs. So give us a few seconds and we will put you in some breakout rooms.
Okay. Hi everyone. You all should receive at this point an invitation to join a breakout room. So if you can do that, will be great.
Thank you, Mabel. So yeah, you all should have received an invitation to join a breakout room by now. Make sure to join this breakout room. Perfect. We still have a few who haven't joined the breakout room. Please go ahead and accept the breakout room invitation.